Welcome to today's installment of Longview Logic, which is a service of Longview Business Partners. I'm your host, Jeff Rivers. Longview Logic seeks to share short stories from my 3 decades of manufacturing business experience, where we always work to take the long view through continuous improvement processes. Some lessons came easy, some lessons came from realizing, well, we're just doing it all wrong. Enjoy today's installment and send your thoughts and remarks to comments at longviewbusinesspartners.com. Today's Longview Logic we are calling Doorway Donations. What are doorway donations? We all have production support or so-called indirect business services in our companies, which support manufacturing operations or simply the overall requirements of being in business. We all know what they are: quality, safety, and environmental systems, maintenance, HR, and accounting processes. But how often do these activities receive the operational improvement attention as today's production rates, or the push to get some added units per day out from the machines and people that actually get clocked into for a specific job or product number? While ERP systems and analytics justifiably focus on our direct labor activities, there is another competitive dimension of our business we should not forget. Doorway donations, as we're calling them, are budget busting, accumulating, slow burn costs from indirect production support service processes, which can become bloated over time. Fortunately, these costs are controllable to a great extent and preventable through continuous improvement. But we need to tackle this with a long view. These bloating costs are often paid for in your doorway. Let's explore what we mean by that. Let's have a silly moment of fun. Picture this. You're at home and a nice young person or persons show up at your door and they are soliciting for a doorway donation purchase of caramel popcorn for the choir, water softener salt for the ball team, cookies for scouting. You get the picture. Maybe you want the stuff, maybe you don't. But either way, your wallet's going to open and you're getting a delayed delivery and a delayed benefit from something which supports an underfunded mission for the greater good today. In this case, we really don't mind an occasional doorway donation of this type. After all, there's not much you can do about it. And Longview Logic says we should almost always support these people, encourage their mission, and smile during the entire process. Good for you, you're helping a good cause. Now, picture this. You're a business leader in your office, and an area manager or supervisor shows up at your door and starts their visit with the words, got a minute? And then proceeds to say to you something like, shipping and receiving needs another material handler and packer because they can't keep up due to the new ERP system requirements, or accounting says they can't get all of their transactions processed by month end with the current workload, and we need another associate. Maybe it's quality is late on gauge calibration or internal auditing because we don't have enough resources. Since you trust your manager and you are also aware of the building pressure within the organization because you're with the people, you know the need is real. But the budget you are responsible for is going to bust, and you're going to need to recruit and train delayed help to support your underfunded shipping, accounting, or quality mission today. While this sarcastic comparison may be partly for fun, it does carry a message. We must remember that we do have control of the number of times an area leader comes to our doorway asking for unplanned support resources, which may be underfunded or in denial in the budget because the numbers, well, they just needed to fit. But how? How do we get more control of this to a meaningful extent, and what can be done to prevent these unplanned doorway donations? Remember, the expectation of continuous improvement processes, which are already part of our quality policy for the entire company, are not just for quality and production. They are indeed there for the entire company. Also, if needed, we should learn to celebrate savings that do not show up on the profit and loss statement immediately. We should challenge the notion that units per hour improvements, which are important and show clear and immediate savings on product cost reports, are not always the best and only way to reduce cost or create process improvements, which help our competitive position in so many ways. After all, it's not just cost we're working against, we are working for better safety, delivery performance, and associate satisfaction, just to name a few. Some executives and operational analyst leaders may undervalue genuine winning improvements in a company, such as moving material from one location to another in some percentage of faster time while maintaining safety, reducing setup time, or handling some transactional documents only once or twice versus, say, 5 times or more, or finding a way to eliminate the transaction altogether. These benefits don't show up in these production cost reports, and the employees using the extra undocumented time, well, they'll still be here next month anyway. Therefore, there's no clear and calculated financial benefit. So the motive to do work on these types of improvements may be minimized and undervalued. Once again, this mindset needs to be challenged. We truly do save money with support service operational excellence improvements. We just don't know which day and exactly how much money in the moment. Ask this: if we celebrated and valued these indirect labor improvements over time, could our work area be operating with, say, 11 people versus growing it to over 15 over the course of the last 2 years? One motion or activity at a time may seem subtle, but the result of having 11 resources versus 15 is a little over 25% cost savings. I'll take that. How about you? Have any of us ever written or received an email challenging our team to quickly reduce indirect labor because we're having a tough month? Meanwhile, if these processes remain a requirement of our company, and somebody may get mad if they're not done properly, we may wish to double down on ensuring we are also intentionally working on the root cause of this cost creep. That email we are about to send is too little, too late, and it won't save this month anyway. Let's ensure production support activities get the same attention as important initiatives to make more units per day for the benefit of our unit cost reports. More on that in another installment, I'm sure. Well, for today, that's our Longview Logic, which is a service of Longview Business Partners. Share your thoughts and ideas about today's installment to comments at longviewbusinesspartners.com. I'm your host, Jeff Rivers. Please listen again next time.